Hey guys, it's Travis again with More Than a Name. Today I have the pleasure to introduce you to Jasmine, another one of my former students who is both very lighthearted but also serious and does a great job of protecting some of our most vulnerable children in the area. Today is also Juneteenth, and if you are unaware of what this date significance is in our country, I encourage you to do a little bit of research to learn more about it. But with that, we're going to go ahead and get started. And this is Jasmine. Hey Jasmine, how's it going today?
I'm all right. How are you?
Fantastic.
Right.
Thanks for doing this. I'm really excited to kind of hear some of your answers to these questions.
Okay.
No pressure, don't whatever. We're good. Don't be nervous. Just talk to me, honestly, and we'll get through it. Go ahead and get started. Cats or dogs?
Dogs. Cats make me itch.
Yes. We're going to get along well. Could you live without the internet?
No. Yeah.
What's your most memorable birthday?
Most memorable birthday. I want to say I maybe was like 7, and my mom had a friend who had a membership at the sports barn, and all my friends came and we had this swimming pool party. Best birthday party ever.
Nice.
It tops all my adult ones.
They usually do. What's on your bucket list?
Number 1 on my bucket list, going to Africa, and then going to Greece. And then, like, one of these days, I want to be brave enough to go in the ocean, like, in the ocean.
Like deep in
yeah,
the
like, deep in the ocean.
Not where your feet can touch.
Right, yeah, like, but I'm kind of scared.
Yeah, it's big. It's really, really big.
It is.
What are you afraid of, speaking of?
I don't know. I am afraid of not succeeding. In a sense, like, I feel like there's a whole lot of pressure on millennials to do all this stuff, but there's all this pressure on millennials. So that's a really big fear, I suppose.
How would you describe your childhood?
It was good. I had both parents involved. My childhood was one that, now that I work with children and see that sometimes their lives aren't so great, I'm very grateful for mine. Like I said, I have both parents. I always had a home to go to. I never had things to worry about. So in my book, that's a really good childhood.
Books or movies?
Books.
What's your favorite book? Or one of your top books, and why?
I really love Color Purple. And for Colored Girls, the playwright of it. I love the books of those and the movies of those. I just love how they flow so well and a lot of symbolism. So both of those are really top of my list.
What is your current job?
So I work for the state of Tennessee. I do child protective services.
And how did you choose this profession?
It's not something that I chose. It chose me. Criminal justice was what I went to college for. And when I got out of college, the question was, so you want to be a police officer? No, I'm a little chunky. I ain't going to be no police officer. So when this job came up, I was like, okay, let's do it. So I'm an investigator, so I get to do something like police work, but then there are times that I do get to make a difference, so I really like that.
Are you an introvert or an extrovert?
An extrovert.
What is your ideal job?
My ideal job would be no job at all. But I would like something that I wouldn't be dedicated to clocking in and clocking out. That I could just kind of wake up, make my difference in the world, and go to sleep and wake up and do it again tomorrow.
So switching up just a little, describe your perfect day.
My perfect day I would have, like, before now, I would have, like, said something crazy like, oh, like a spa and, like, shopping and stuff. But my perfect day is just, like, being able to be at home. Even though I am an extrovert, because I give so much during the day, there are times that I just want to be at home. And the perfect day is when I get to be here all day. Those are perfect days.
I'm right there with you.
Yes.
So, cook at home or go out to eat?
I go out to eat.
I saw the cookbooks. Well, those just for show.
Those are just for show.
Okay. Well, they look good.
Thanks.
Do you believe in the paranormal?
I do. I think that I believe in God. I believe in higher power. And I think that you have to believe in paranormal if you believe in that.
What is your favorite holiday and why?
Halloween. I have a dark soul. I don't know. I just love everything scary. Halloween is it. You get to dress up and be somebody different. And it's fun. I don't know. I just love it. Just love it.
What does Juneteenth mean to you?
So Juneteenth to me means that though 4th of July is something that celebrates America's independence, that really wasn't for African Americans. So Juneteenth is for that. That is when slaves were actually freed, and that's what that meant to them. So for me, that's really important. It's been a holiday that I will admittedly say haven't always celebrated. It's one of those things because American society doesn't celebrate it that we kind of brush it off, but now more so than ever, I think it's important that we do.
That actually kind of goes into the next question is, what are your thoughts regarding it becoming a recognized holiday in the U.S.?
So I definitely think that it should. America is, I don't want to sound like overly wrong, but America is very white. We celebrate a lot of white holidays. And then there's this thing in the Black community where we're all like, oh, we get February and it has the least amount of days. So I do think that it should be recognized, and I think that would be awesome.
I do too.
Yeah.
What's something you're really bad at?
I am really bad at, usually I'm able to give like a whole list. You know, like people say everything they do wrong. And I'm struggling right now. I am really bad at sometimes over talking and not listening enough.
Something a lot of us do.
Yeah.
What's something a lot of people don't realize about you?
I think that a lot of my friends think that I am, because I'm an extrovert, I think that they think I'm always overly silly and laugh about everything. But there are a lot of times that I'm very serious about a lot of stuff. And I may say it with a smile on my face, but I'm letting you know, like, I'm being real serious. So I think that's something that a lot of people don't know about me, that I can be very, very serious. And in my job, I have to be very serious sometimes.
What's your favorite place to go in Chattanooga?
I am a frequenter of Hamilton Place Mall. It is my thing. Everything surrounding Hamilton Place Mall is my digs. I do it. I like it.
All right. In 3 words, describe your family.
Loud, obnoxious, rude. No, just like no, but seriously loud, loving, and together.
What is your favorite family tradition?
My favorite family tradition is we do game night. So whether that is we're all getting together for a birthday or on Christmas, we are always, hey, pull out Scrabble, somebody pull out Phase 10, let's get an Uno table going. So definitely one of my favorites.
You would get along well in our household.
I be whooping it on
Who do you admire most in the world and why?
I think the person, it's going to sound cliche, but the person that I admire the most is my mom. And the reason being is because she's worked since she was like 12. I don't want to get upset. She's worked since she was 12. She has done a phenomenal job in just being able to provide as a mother. So, I don't know. I don't want to get really sad, but she is the person. She is the it girl.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
If you could spend one day with anyone, alive or dead, who would it be and why?
I'm going to say Rihanna. I mean, she is just badass. Like, I don't know. She's just awesome. She gives off boss vibes, and to spend a day or even like 30 minutes with her, I think would be amazing.
Are you a spender or a saver?
Spender.
What's your favorite thing to buy?
My favorite thing to buy here lately is like everything for my house. I buy like curtains and stuff, but I also take them back. I will buy something on impulse and take it back, but that and just like clothes. I have a whole room back there like dedicated to just like it's a closet room. It's great.
I might have seen a picture of that on Facebook.
It's great. You should come see it. You should come see it. It's great.
So, having been your teacher, what's something you could teach me about?
Interesting. I don't know. I think that I think you taking initiative now to do this whole project is teaching you in itself. So I don't know that I could say, I could teach you this. I think you doing this in itself is teaching you a whole lot.
You're right, 100%. What's your favorite song?
Oh, I don't know. This is gonna sound bad, but anything Yin Yang Twins, I'm about it. Okay, I don't know. It's just they have hype songs and it's a morning starter.
There you go. All right. What are some of your long-term goals?
I think one of my long-term goals is to be a wife. I want to be a mom and really just have a little family of my own. And in a sense, to me, like I feel like having a family of my own is something that I can mesh and mold and make it my own, even though like people tell you like your kids are going to do their thing and have their own life, but I feel like, I don't know, my long-term goal is to have something that is mine that I can say came from me. If you
could teach your child one thing in the world, what would it be?
That's so funny. Me and my boyfriend was talking about this. I think that what's really important is to teach my child spirituality, that they don't have to be bolted down to one religion in particular, but to always know that there is something bigger than yourself.
Do you have a spirit animal?
No.
Okay.
I don't know. It's weird.
Honestly, I didn't even know what that was, but I'm like,
I'll ask.
So, because you never know. You may really be into some spirit animals.
That's true.
What's the first thing you notice about a person when you meet them?
Eyes and smile. I think that you get a lot from a person when you look them in the eyes. And that will tell you if that person is being open or if that person is intimidated and afraid.
What are some challenges the next generation will face? And I know you work with kids, so what are some things that you've seen that you, or just, I mean, obviously we've got a whole lot of challenges going on currently,
right.
So it's not just the next generation, but.
I think that they're going to struggle socially when we are gone and when the older generation is really gone. I don't think that younger kids are going to really know how to do this, because phones are so prevalent and tablets, and they're even saying they may take them out of school altogether and do it from home.
Right.
I think that takes away from kids' social skills, and it makes them more awkward. It makes them awkward adults, and that's why I think like suicide is high, because if you don't know how to communicate with each other besides what you see on a phone or what you see on a computer, I think they're really, really going to struggle there too.
What are some of the hardest things about your current job?
So, some of the hardest, I've had some really, really bad days in my job, and it's not because of anybody else. It's not because of something that someone has done. It is more so about the circumstances and knowing that there are some things that people get to not because they want to be there. It is because that is the hand that they were dealt, that they didn't have the same opportunity that you may have had or the next person may have had. So those days are really, really hard, and anytime that I have to take a child from their parent or out of their household period are really, really bad days. So I struggle with that sometimes, and at the end of the day, there comes a lot of solace that says you made a decision, and with a team that says, okay, this is what was best for this child.
So what's some of the most rewarding things about your job?
Though I don't get to see a lot of long-term success in what I do because I'm not meant to be involved in a family's life very long, good days look like I don't have to take this kid out. Or good days means I come to this home and there are no bruises on this kid. And I think those days are wins. Just that small little bit is a win. Or when you encounter a family who they just need this one thing. It may be mom left the kids at home for 4 hours by themselves because mom had to work. So if we can help with that one thing, like, hey, let's get a voucher for some childcare, I think those are really good days.
Yeah, the not getting to see the growth and the successes is hard. That's one of the reasons that I'm so happy about this right here is I'm actually getting to have conversations and seeing kind of what those seeds have become. And so it's hopefully one of these days, like further down, you'll get to run into some of your kids and have a lot of conversations with them.
I think so. I hope that happens.
What 3 habits, if I started practicing them today, would improve my life?
I don't know. You want me to say for you specifically?
For anyone, like just a generalization.
I think eating healthy, meditating, and really just taking a minute every day to be social with somebody else in person. I think that brings laughter, and I think that would make you a well person all around.
How would your closest friends describe you?
A lot of them would describe me as silly, over the top, extra, outgoing. Because with my friends, I let loose.
What you're supposed to do.
It's just what I have to do.
What's your definition of success?
Happiness. I think that success looks very different for everybody. As long as you're happy and you're genuinely happy, I think that's success. Whether that's you are a gardener and that's what you do for a living, if you are happy doing that, by all means, that is success.
What really makes you angry?
What really makes me angry is people judging without knowing. I know that that's something that we're all guilty of, but when somebody is over the top and is going to speak on someone else's story and you have no idea about it, it makes me really mad.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
If you could go back and give advice to yourself as a teenager, what would it be?
A whole lot of stuff. But I think the biggest thing would be that everything gets better with time. And I think I would tell like little Jasmine or teenage Jasmine, like, girl, there's so much more. Like, because I was in a really, really, really bad relationship when I was a teenager. And I remember feeling like this is everything. And as you get older, you just realize like, this is not, there's so much more. And it's not even relationship wise, but there's so much that you haven't done as a teenager that you will get to do as an adult.
What's something you like to do that other people might consider weird?
This is gonna sound real crazy, but I like eating icing. Like, it's weird, but like I will get a can of icing and like all day be at it. It's weird, but whatever.
When are you most yourself?
I am most myself with my family. They know who Jasmine is. When I walk in the door, I can be me with no strings attached.
What's your favorite thing about your best friend?
I have two best friends, and my favorite thing about them both is that they are, one is very, what is the word? She's ambitious. She has gone and doing school and doing that and doing that and doing that. I did like one semester of grad school and count me out, okay? Count me out. So I really love that about her. She's ambitious. And my other best friend, she's an overthinker. And I think that sometimes that is annoying to some of us, but sometimes overthinkers are needed in situations because they think of things that you may not have thought of. Right. And I am an impulsive person. I will do something on the whip and we will apologize for it later. So she is an overthinker and I love that about her.
What do you wish someone would ask you?
I don't know. That's a... There are times that because I'm such an extrovert that people think I handle things differently or better. And sometimes if somebody would just stop and be like, yeah, you smiling, but like, tell me how you really feel. And there are days when I can't do that because I know that there are other people around me who aren't so extrovert who need me to be that, if that makes sense. So some days I wish that somebody would stop and turn around and ask me, because there are moments that I feel the need to be that, but I can't because I'm naturally this. Yes. And it's just really hard sometimes. So
what's one thing you've had to overcome in your life?
There's a lot of things that I've had to overcome. Like I said, I had a really, really good childhood. So I wouldn't say struggle, but I think coming from a good family and people thinking that, oh, well, you're naturally afforded these different opportunities, that didn't make me exempt from certain experiences. And that didn't make me exempt from having to grow up and get a job and keep a job and work and try to obtain the things that you want. So I think that, without going like super detail-y, would be something that I've overcome.
Have you had any experiences with racism and or prejudice that you are comfortable discussing?
So, yes, I am fair-skinned. Light-skinned, black community, we refer to that as light-skinned. And I have dealt with it on the side of black people telling me, oh, you're too light-skinned, this, your mama looks white, you don't have to worry about XYZ. But I've also gone to stores and been followed. I have experienced things because I choose to be in relationships with black men, and if I go somewhere, he's going to be profiled, and I'm with him, and I feel obligated to protect him because that's something that I feel like black women are conditioned to do our whole lives. So I've experienced it from both sides, and it is weird because, again, on the black side of it, there have been times where I have been told, you're not black, you don't understand that. Or because I don't have that same black experience that somebody else may have, like, I don't know, you can get like extra crazy and be like, oh, if you didn't put the whole bag of sugar in the Kool-Aid, you ain't black. Well, I don't know. I just like 2 cups of sugar. So, but really just dealing with it on both sides, I have.
What are some things you have to balance while you're at work? Something you talked about a little bit the other day.
So at work, there is a subconscious thing as a black woman that I have to censor. And working in general in a professionalism that you're supposed to have, you can't be perceived as one way because of your skin color. And so a lot of the day I am censored at work. Yes, there are days I go to work and I'm unapologetically me, but there are a lot of days that I am censored there.
What is the most beautiful thing in nature on a completely different subject?
Obviously, magnolia trees. If I were to die, I'd want to come back as one. I don't know, it's strange, but I think they're awesome.
How do you feel about clowns?
I don't know. I'm not one of those people that's like overly scared of clowns or like, no, not clowns, but I don't know. I don't particularly like them either. But Halloween's my dig, so I'm down.
If you had 2 hours left on Earth, what would you do?
Probably sit right here. I'm one of those people who it's gonna be what it's gonna be. And if I only had 2 hours, there's no sense in panic. There's no sense in running, trying to do a million different things that you thought you should do. I would sit right here and be just as happy.
What's the best gift you've ever given?
The best gift that I've ever given, there was a Christmas that me and my sister kind of got together, and my mom was like, oh, she just like wants these picture books. And she was like, if y'all just buy me the books, I'll put the pictures in them myself. And so we got all the pictures printed off, sat and put them in and gave it to her, and she was so happy. So
It's a pretty good gift.
yeah, it was really simple, but it had a huge impact. It was great.
So I know I've asked you a whole lot of things on a whole lot of different topics. Is there anything that I didn't ask about that you would like to share?
I don't think so. It's really hard for me to like go out and be like, ask me this.
Oh, I know. It's easier for me to ask than it is to answer personally. So I do have one final question. What's
Okay.
one thing anyone can do to make the world a better place?
I think that's hard. One thing. I don't know. I think if we all every day just looked at another person and said, put yourself there, that would make the world just a better place. It would. If every person you saw, you said, what if I was in their shoes? What would I do different? How would life be different? I think would make the world a whole lot better.
I agree.
Yeah, I think it will force people to look at different perspectives. Yeah.
Agree 100%.
Yeah.
Jasmine, thank you so much. I appreciate you and your time. And I can't wait to share a little bit about you.
Thanks.